For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone as we talk a little Wildcat women's hoops here. The final two games of the regular season upon us as the Wildcats get ready to take on Incarnate Thursday night and Corpus-Christi on Saturday. We've got junior Whitney West, head coach Julie Goodenough. Whitney, let's start with you. The game on Saturday against New Orleans is one I would guess you'd want to just get out of your memory as quickly as possible, right?
That's exactly right.
Oh, and when you have a game like that, you'd won 5 games in a row, so things were going well. Do you have a sense as to what might have gone wrong, or was it a whole lot good that they did?
It wasn't. I don't think it was good that they did. I just think we didn't show up to play, but we've learned from our mistakes, and hopefully we get back on the winning track this Thursday.
All right, tell me what the last couple of days have been like since the game on Saturday.
We've been really working hard in practice, been concentrating on defense a lot. So I think if we bring our defensive intensity that we've had when we had the 5-game winning streak, I think we'll get that win.
Now, if I told you over your last 6 games you're 5-1, I mean, not many would argue with that, right?
No.
Okay, so big picture, you guys are still playing well. And tell me what you remember about the Incarnate Word game the first time you played them.
I remember that we won.
And that's the most important thing. So you won, in fact, by 24. All right, let's talk to your head coach here, Julie Goodenough. Coach, as you've looked back on the game against Incarnate Word, it was a game that you had in hand fairly early, and you extended the lead and were able to put them away. But it will be their last home game of the season, so they will have a little bit of emotion. And what do you expect to see from the Cardinals?
Well, we expect a huge battle. I mean, Incarnate Word is a big rival of ACU from the Lone Star Conference days, and we expect them to be ready to play. And like you mentioned, I mean, it's their last home game and, last opportunity for them to beat ACU this season. So I think they're going to be playing really hard, really well. The game here, the big difference that we saw just statistically, the thing that we did so well is we shot the ball well in the paint. We got the ball in the paint a lot. Post players scored well when they didn't have the shot. They kicked it out to shooters who were able to either shoot or put the ball back on the floor and create a shot. So, we just want to be really intentional about getting the ball back inside and our post players need to want the ball and want to do something positive with it when they get the ball inside.
Now, you've already had your last home game, but there was no senior night. You had no senior. So what is one of your veteran players like Whitney, what does she do for your team, and what kind of leadership has she brought?
It's been a privilege coaching Whitney. She's been with me since day one here, and she has done an incredible job really transforming her game from I guess a scoring guard, not necessarily a three-point shooting guard, but kind of a scoring guard into a point guard who can nail three-pointers. And she's really, I think, transformed and has really bought into our style of play and has done a tremendous job for us throughout these 3 seasons, really taking on whatever role we need to give her. In that 5-game winning stretch, there were 3 games in particular. I put the ball in her hands at the end. She was our point guard because I was confident that she would, be smart about, how we ran the clock, about what play calls we made. And so, she's kind of our go-to just for some confidence and calm in late game situations.
Whitney 5th in the Southland Conference in 3-point field goals per game. Coach, as we wrap up here, this isn't something we've talked about a lot, but you and I talked about this the other night. People know that ACU is making the transition to Division I and therefore is not eligible for the Southland Conference or the NCAA tournaments, but there is a postseason tournament for which you are eligible. Tell us a little bit about the WBI, which you have some experience in from some previous jobs.
Well, with men's and women's basketball, we're different from the other sports because there's not just one opportunity for postseason play. We've got 3 national tournaments. We have been in conversation with the WBI. We're on their radar. We want to be a real team that they include in the conversation next Sunday when they start talking about filling their bracket. And this week is really big for us. I mean, I think that we've got to prove that we're worthy of an opportunity to go to postseason play. So this is a big trip for us. We've got to make sure that we get back to our winning ways, doing little things right, playing together as a team. But what an incredible opportunity for our program, but for ACU Athletics to have a team that is eligible for postseason play, to be able to get that invitation in the first season would be tremendous.
And we should point out, for the 2nd season in a row, if ACU were eligible for the Southland Conference tournament, they've played well enough to earn one of those 8 spots out of the 13 teams who are in the Southland Conference. So the final 2 games of the season, Thursday night, Incarnate Word, Saturday afternoon against Corpus-Christi. You can listen to both games on the ACU Sports Network. For Whitney West and for Coach Julie Goodenough, I'm Grant Boone for ACUsports.com.